Welcome to Moments with Mimi. Today we're going to talk about the law of gratitude, and it's a pretty simple law. What you get, if you're grateful for what you get, then you're going to get more of it. And that's true in life. You don't want to wash clothes for somebody who's not grateful that you washed their clothes. And you don't want to cook for anyone who's always constantly bitching how it's no good. So it's a pretty simple law. Be grateful. Now, a lot of people don't seem to get this. For example, that they bitch about paying their bills. Oh God, I got more bills, blah blah. You know what? You should be grateful. Don't you like that phone? Don't you like that electricity? Aren't you grateful for that running water? Don't you like that roof over your head? Don't you like that food on your table? You're being, Ebenezer Scrooge when you are not grateful to have that food. A lot of people just focus on the money, but the money comes so that you can get the food. That's what you're grateful for. You're grateful for the food. So then money comes to you so you can get the food. It's the same thing with your phone and your electricity and everything else. Be joyous and grateful to pay those bills. Be thankful. Those companies are there providing that. They're God and man too. Everyone is God and man. Everything is God and man. It was made because someone became aware of it or thought of it or imagined it. And it was created so that it could present itself to you. So isn't that wonderful? It is wonderful. It's really amazing. So be grateful, wish prosperity on these companies. Wish the people who work in them the best because they're providing you something that you're grateful for. So, a lot of people like to make lists of things to be grateful for. And it's because they haven't sat down and thought about it. So, that's a good thing to do. If you haven't sat down and thought about it, if you've been stuck in this rut of bitching every time you got to pay a bill, aren't you grateful to have that car insurance if you have a wreck? Aren't you grateful for the things that you have? Aren't you grateful that you could send that birthday present to your niece or nephew or whomever? Aren't you grateful there's an Amazon that you can go to and pick these wonderful things and have such a great variety of, endless stuff to choose from? So, be grateful and, just stop and think about it. If you're not grateful for, whatever's being presented to you, then it's not going to keep growing and it's not going to keep coming back. That's the fertilizer, basically. Love and gratitude are interchangeable. So it's, the Father has presented this to you. Thank you, Pops. That is so cool. I'm so grateful to have that. That is awesome. I've always wanted that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. But a lot of people don't understand that. And they don't understand awareness of being. So going back to the law of one, and we are all one, there's no separation. It all comes from consciousness. 6 of one, half dozen of another. Then you start to understand that, the person you give gratitude to is consciousness itself, the one in all. Thank you, Father. The one in all has presented this to you. So thank you, Father. I love that. And so a lot of people get, I don't know, confused, mixed up. Who knows how it happens? I don't know how this kind of misunderstanding happens. I know what happens, though. I know it's like, you line up 10 people and I whisper grapes in the ear of one person and tell them to pass that word down. And by the time it gets to the end of the line, I ask, okay, what's the word? And they're going to say something, but it's not going to be grapes. Happens all the time. Somebody else's perception got in there. They heard it through their perception. They didn't hear grapes. They heard cherries or whatever. That's how these things happen. So, when you're being grateful to the universe and you're being grateful to anything but consciousness, the Father, the God in all, life itself, I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm grateful that, they start to lose it and they have now trapped themselves and have become a victim of the universe because they think the universe is doing it and they're thanking the universe. And then one day the universe just stops doing it. And they wonder, is the universe mad at me? No, you've been thanking this dead thing over here. It's only alive because you're aware of it and it's inside you and you're projecting it out. And you're saying thank you to it. Okay? And it's the consciousness inside each one of us that's doing this. So it goes back to the 2 commandments, which is love consciousness. Love your consciousness with all your heart and all your soul and all your being. Love yourself. Love it all. Warts and all. Because that's not really a wart. It's really flawless, beautiful skin. It's not really an enemy. It's your adversary. And he's only been trying to help you. And he has a heart of gold. Each person in this world is part of the heart of gold, and everybody has it. So believe it. They cannot show you the bad part. There's 2 sides to everything. You're grateful that you always see the good in man. You are grateful that the best always comes to you because you are the best. You are grateful that consciousness presents to you all the things that you love in abundance. So these are the things you need to think about and be grateful for. Norman Cousins was a television producer in the 70s, very well known. And he was told he had terminal brain cancer, stage 4, and he was going to die in 6 months or less. Well, he decided that, screw all your radiation and all that other shit. If that's all I got, then I'm going to go home and I'm going to enjoy each day that I get. And I'm going to just laugh and enjoy every day. And that's what he did. He went home. He bought himself a projector because there were no VHSs even then. And he rented a bunch of Marx Brother movies and other funny movies that he liked. And he spent a lot of his time watching them and laughing and enjoying life. And 6 months went by and 9 months went by and he figured, well, I better go see the doctor. So he goes to see the doctor and discovers the brain cancer is gone. It's all gone. And his life has become wonderful. So he wrote a book about it. You can look it up. But the important takeaway from it is just be grateful to be alive and laugh. Enjoy life, and all these wonderful things of life will come to you. And life will heal whatever is wrong. Why? Because you're loving life and you're grateful to be alive. So gratitude is important, but don't let it become something that victimizes you. You have to be aware that who you're thanking, and you are thanking consciousness and imagination itself, the life principle. You are thanking them for you being here and for them presenting to you another day so that you can rejoice in this day with them and enjoy the day, your love and life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's just can't be enough be said about this. There are people in the steppes of Russia. Dr. Murphy went and visited with them. And as a rule, these people live to be 125 years old or older. And when he was speaking with them, they smoked 2 packs of cigarettes, unfiltered cigarettes a day, and they drank a bottle of vodka a day. They ate whatever they wanted, and they were pretty far from civilization, and the civilization that we know of. And Dr. Murphy would start to tell them, well, aren't you worried about getting cancer smoking those cigarettes? And he's like, no, they're wonderful. What's cancer? And Dr. Murphy proceeds to tell him, what he believes. And the man laughs and says, y'all just have too many names for this stuff. I feel good and it's all good. And he laughed. So it's stuff like that, You don't have to listen to that crap, and you sure don't have to believe it. That's somebody else's story. And no, they're not doing it to be greedy or whatever. That's just what they believe, and that's okay. They can believe that. That's the role that they play. And everybody's role is important. And I don't care if you're a housewife or a stay-at-home mom or the CEO of some multi-international corporation. Everyone's important. Every role is important. God thought of it. Someone thought of it. It got drawn out of God. You are important. You are a child of God. And there's just nothing better. So, indeed, I don't care what they say. You are gods and goddesses. That's what Elohim means. And you need to be grateful that you found this out and now you know. And you will be grateful for that phone. You won't bitch about that bill. You will be grateful for your electricity. You won't bitch about it being too high. There's plenty. I'm so grateful. Thank you for providing all. And it will be provided. So I hope this helps. It's a really simple law, but a lot of people forget that, things that they have fallen into about bitching about are really things that, you need to be grateful for. So thank you. Thank you for being you. Blessings to all. I love you all. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. And if you can, remember one of the greatest prayers in the Bible is when you wake up in the morning, rejoice. Thank you, Father, for this day. I rejoice in this day with you. That's what these people on the steps did every day, every morning, and every night. So, think about it. It's not hard to do. It's a little strange at first when you've been used to bitching about it, but it's a pretty simple flip. So, blessings to you. Hope this helps, and thank you for being you. Anything you want to discuss, drop it in the comments and we'll get to it. Thank you. Blessings to you.